Hello, my name is Thomas Hill, and this presentation provides a reflection on the Amplify Me quantitative market simulation completed as part of AFIN 3053. It examines how the experience connected financial theory with practical decision making and how it contributed to the development of analytical problem solving and professional work readiness skills. The reflection draws on concepts explored throughout the course: liquidity, transaction costs, arbitrage, and risk management, and considers how these lessons translate into real world financial practice. This reflection begins by outlining the purpose of the simulation. The simulation's main objective was to recreate the dynamics of real-time market making. Participants acted as liquidity providers, continuously setting bid and ask prices to facilitate trade. The focus was on three core functions: liquidity provision, price discovery, and risk control. By requiring constant responsiveness to market conditions, the activity bridged the gap between theoretical concepts discussed in lectures and the reality of financial markets. It also offered direct insight into the discipline and adaptability demanded of professionals in quantitative finance. To understand how this theory was applied, it is useful to consider the broader context of market making itself. Market making is the process of ensuring continuous trading in financial markets by quoting buy and sell prices. In the course, this concept was examined through the lens of active investment and market microstructure, where liquidity and order flow determine trading efficiency. The simulation operationalized these ideas by requiring participants to balance immediacy with cost. Narrow bid-ask prices spreads encouraged trading volume but increased exposure to adverse selection, while wider spreads protected capital at the cost of market share. This constant balancing act reinforced the practical understanding that liquidity always carries a price, and the effective market makers must continuously collaborate risk and return. The next stage of the simulation required active decision making under volatile conditions. During live trading sessions, participants faced real-time volatility and continuous information flow. Prices fluctuated rapidly, demanding split-second decisions about how to quote or adjust spreads. The student had to manage both cash and inventory positions to remain solvent while responding to shifting market trends. The exercise demonstrated the importance of adaptive pricing and quantitative logic. The ability to interpret data, streams, and modify positions algorithmically mirrored the decision process of professional qualitative traders. This experience deepened the appreciation of how speed, structure, and self-discipline underpin all aspects of modern electronic trading. One of the clearest lessons from the exercise involved understanding liquidity and transaction costs in a live market. This simulation illustrated the hidden cost of immediacy. Executing a market order consumed available liquidity and incurred both price impact and spread cost. This demonstrated that even in efficient markets, liquidity is not free. It must be paid for through bid-ask mechanism. These concepts discussed in lectures on microstructure become tangible through experience. The student observed how varying depth and timing in the order book affected execution quality, and how traders must weigh the value of speed against the expense of slippage. This practical exposure strengthened conceptual understanding of how transaction costs shape portfolio performance and active management decisions. Managing these trade-offs also sharpened core analytical and technical skills. The simulation environment required constant interpretation of numerical data and recognition of short-term price patterns. The student learned to analyze market trends, assess volatility, and make reasoned forecasts using quantitative reasoning under pressure. This reflected the course material on momentum and risk metrics, translating abstract statistical theory into practical trading judgment. This process also reinforced the importance of data literacy in financial decision making, the ability to transform information into actionable insight. By the end of the session, the participant demonstrated greater confidence in handling data and responding to uncertainty with structure rather than instinct. Those analytical abilities were closely linked to problem solving in periods of heightened volatility. The simulation also developed resilience and composure under stress. When the market experienced sudden shocks, the participant had to remain disciplined, applying logical rules rather than emotional reactions. Managing losses required recalibrating spreads, controlling exposure, and accepting temporary setbacks without abandoning the overall strategy. This mirrored the challenges discussed in lectures on short selling and arbitrage, where success depends on controlling risk while maintaining confidence in the underlying logic of one position. Through these episodes, the participants strengthened problem-solving ability and the capacity to make consistent decisions in uncertain environments. Beyond technical skills, the simulation also nurtured key professional attributes essential for work readiness. The simulation mirrored the pace and accountability of institutional trading environments. The participant developed essential workplace competencies, time management, adaptability, and clear communication on decisions. Each trading round each trading required prompt evaluation, strategic planning, and reflection on performance outcomes. Subsequent lectures reinforce how these qualities, discipline, transparency, and teamwork, are vital for careers in portfolio management and trading. Collectively, this experience enhanced not only technical competence, but also the professional mindset expected in financial industry. When viewed holistically, the simulation experience brought together multiple theoretical strands from across the course. The Amplify Me experience consolidated learning across key areas of AFIN 3053. Managing inventory, mirrored liquidity risk management, recognizing short-term drift, reflected momentum trading, and balancing spreads resembled arbitrage on micro scale. Even broader macro strategic ideas, such as adapting to changing market regimes, were experienced in a miniature through simulated volatility. This integration demonstrated that successful portfolio management relies on the coordination of interdependent skills rather than isolated techniques. It also reinforced the importance of continuous learning, as every market condition presents new patterns and challenges. This presentation concludes with a summary of key takeaways and forward goals. In conclusion, the simulation translated theoretical finance into lived experience. It provided practical insights into how liquidity is created, how risk is managed, and how analytical reasoning supports sound trading decisions. The participant gained confidence in data interpretation, composure under pressure, and professional awareness. Looking forward, these lessons will inform ongoing development in algorithmic literacy and ethical data-driven decision making. The experience ultimately confirmed that quantitative finance demands both technical precision and human discipline, qualities that define effective and responsible practitioners. Thank you.